Hi, hello everyone. How are you doing? Hope all is well and you're taking care of your mental health. Because in these times, there's any amount of things that can throw you off mentally. In other words, lick your chip. You ever sit and wonder sometime and wish sometime that when some people come into your life, whether it be friends or lovers, you wish life would send you a notification, like for example, this person crosses, or this person ungrateful, or this person may be a user or a scammer, and ask you, do you wish to continue? That would be so awesome and welcoming because guess what? You would proceed at your own detriment depending on the choices that you make. You would straight up know say are your fault. However, that would save so much hurt and disappointment and heartbreak. In recent months, social media has been the best example of showing me why there's a need to keep your circle small and tight, as no one is who they seem to be. As these people are mostly fake friends. And in the blink of an eye, these so called friends could turn out to be your worst nightmare. You know why they garner so much power? Because it's only your friends know your secret and know your business. So it's only your friends can and will hurt you. It's not your enemy who is someone who may not like you from a distance for some many reasons, generally petty reasons. But with information from your friends, whether directly or indirectly, that's when an enemy can have ammunition on you. Because sometimes, the people who you would give your last to, they hate the fact that they need you. And that is just crazy. Instead of just being happy, they have you in their life to call on. They are hating on you for what you are able to do. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? But straight facts. It's painful. Yes, they're angry that you can do more than they can and despise you for it. And you do not know this. Hence the reason why we are seeing more friends separating these days and turning on each other for no good reason. You ever really pre and check out some of these friends break up the big alabaloo, and if he's a thinking person, you check to the root of the matter. There is no solid root at all. It's just hate that caused it when it should have been love because they were friends. And that has made it so easy for friends to turn out to be friend killers. Because I bet if we could secretly record many killings in the same way like how Andre Stevenson secretly record him and dancehall queen Carlene chatting Shelly-ann Curran, we would realize mostly that crimes are done by friends. That's why their lives are taken, because they know each other. They were supposedly friends. You can't want a better example of what is going on and what is shown on social media. Because in recent years it seems as if nobody don't communicate anymore. Nobody don't have any life off social media. Everything them come with and put it on social media. So people true life, real life event is all displayed on social media. It's just for us to learn from them. They are lessons to be learned from all of them. As I always say, I grew with my grandmother, and she was a very wise woman. And I remember when anybody would come to her and they would talk about, oh, say, this I want to obey that one, there and that, the one, da, and so on, she would like shut them down by saying, let me tell you something. this Uber thing yeah, it not really work. So you know how them something they work. It have to be the closest people to you, whether your friends or your family. We have access to your clothes, your food, your water, your drink. It have to be those people. If for them hand not in a it, nothing can go wrong with you. And a lot of people, whether it be robbery, hurt, crime, people knowing them business, hating on them, generally, them source of this hate on someone is coming from people that are close to you. You understand? And I've grown and lived to see these kind of things play out. Because there are certain things your enemy can't know unless are your friends or your family go say it to them. You know what is painful? Is when you have a friend and you love, and rate that friend, to the max, even though you're in a better position than them and them take you for granted. For example, look how Shelly-ann Curran was singing praises for dancehall queen Carlene. She was talking about how this girl, how Carlene saved her life. She was talking about pure good things. She was beginning her up. She think is her friend. Shelly-ann Curran was helping dancehall queen Carlene pay her rent. I think she said she probably go to her house once or twice. You understand? Any little thing she doing, she try and reach out to her. Yeah. When all this time, based on the voice notes that you can hear circulating all over social media, say dancehall Carlene was never thinking about her in the same light. I find these days when you really care about people and looking out for them, even when in a better position, it's like you need them. Them switch it up. Like them not realize that them for cherish a friend like you and look out back for your friend like you in a their own way. No, them switch it up like you need them. You want them friendship. Not something that is reciprocated. It goes both ways. No, you need them when them want from you. And really and truly, they can't even do anything for you. But you are the one doing and you don't mind it because you check for this friend. You give them the upper hand sometime to your own detriment. Let me touch on a few more examples in social media that is very, very popularly known. Andre Stevens and Shelly-ann Curran. No, they had a friendship that was noticed publicly. We noticed she would come on his show in the startup phase, like, the live chats. Anyway, Shelly-ann Curran started her own Tea Time trilogy. And it started with a bang. Because we know, say, mix up sells. Same with Andre Stevens. As you know, his platform is rocked with controversy and mix up. And he is very influential based on the people that he's aligned to and where he is coming from and his association with who he knows. Hence the reason why he has so many links and it works for him. Lo and behold, based on his guest, who is also Vybz Kartel's lawyer Isaac Buchanan, who made a comment towards the DPP Paula Llewellyn about some suck argument. That comment was damning and it went viral. Any and every blogger ran with it, including Shelly-ann Curran. For some strange reason, Andre Stevenson thought she should not have said anything about it. Which is very unfair because if it was him, he would have said something about it. And worse, it was a very trending topic. Alright, so let us say then, okay then. Let's say maybe is how she say it. But on the face of things, when you look at it, it was not so distressing. Andre Stephen could have made it pass. Worse, because they are supposedly friends. Well, at least in the media's eye. Bearing in mind, She never attacked Andre Stevenson himself, you know. She never attacked his show either, you know. It was what the guest said, which is already a controversial guess. So everybody is listening anytime he speaks. Because what Isaac Buchanan said was a shocker to everyone. Andre Stephen come out strong, drag Shelly-ann Curran like a dirty piece of cloth, is disrespecting her whole life, go and come in the most nasty way, and attack her show and said people should unsubscribe. To me, based on how he went at attacking her, he seems to be carrying some feelings for her and her show being a success, as her show is really doing well. Even though by far Andre Stevens' show is doing well, and we would say is the leading Jamaica blogging mix-up and drama channel. The people love him and he can do no wrong. Everyone who is anyone is listening to Andre Stevens. Him have the support. So him gone way a lead. And that has been his niche. But as usual among especially Jamaican people, yes, I want to know say you do alright, but I don't want to see you really do well. You understand? People will not necessarily want to see you pass, but they definitely don't want to see you doing well. And that's what I draw from the situation. Because if he was a friend any at all, he would have took up the phone and call her and talk to her. It should not have gone down the way it had gone down. That was no friendship at all. That was competition unleashed. You must stay under me. How many of us have friends and when something are going for you, even though they say ray with you, them really not happy for you. And you have a gut feeling that you know this too. So I always advise people, yes, when anything are going for you, don't run to your friends with your happiness. Write it down in your journal. And if you love cake, go buy yourself a slice or a whole cake. A cake is my comfort. But for you, whatever it is that you feel good having, when you're happy about something, go treat yourself and keep your happiness to yourself. Because if you want to see who your real friends are, start getting successful. Worse, if you're doing the same thing. It's natural, especially among Jamaicans, to naturally develop a feeling of uneasiness towards you. All of a sudden you're hype and you're not doing nothing different, you know. All of a sudden you not call me again. When them used to call you a lot, you know, but them stop call all of a sudden, you know. Worse, if you have been among people where I try and a fight in a life, you understand? Them are the worst kind. Because the hate gets real. Because you found a way. Anyway, so right then and there, Shelly-ann Curran and Andre Stephen fall out. So if ever I've seen one that was a fake friendship, so you know negative attract negative. Worse if them desperate. So guess what now? The enemy now start link up with a friend who is supposed to be friend of their enemy. This is Andre Stevenson linking up with dancehall queen Carlene for a chat, who has had no known problem with her friend Shelly-ann Curran, no known conflict, but yet was glad to jump on the teardown wagon. As it seems, the dancehall queen wanted a soapbox to stand on long time. As it seems, even though Shelly-ann Curran was her friend, she was always hating her and jump at the chance to get her forward. And if it meant throwing her friend Shelly-ann Curran under the bus to get her forward, she was ready to do this. As Andre Stevenson is the big thing and he has the links and could possibly pull some weight for her. But there was also one problem. Remember that Andre already says he has a mental problem, and people with mental health issues is not the best at keeping secrets. So, and he had recorded the whole entire conversation between them both. Maybe he planned to score points later, but with all the nasty things the queen said about her friend, it's like she hate her long time. Me I tell her say me feel it to my bones, you know. To think say my friend who me adore couldn't have talk about me and my family in this way. It was terrible, man. And remember the friend that you're talking about, is a friend that paid her rent, and help her from time to time. And this is the treatment. Let me tell you something, man. It's a woman are their own worst enemies. I think the whole thing is that she look at Shelly and Curran as a competition. It's a thing with women. They just hate other women because they see them as competition. And it should not be like that. Because dancehall Queen Carlene had her time, and there was no competition for her in her time. She was the best, in top form, and number one in her realm. I always look at it as there's never been another dancehall queen like Carlene was the original. She seems to have made some bad financial decision and is hurting her today. But you can't blame anyone for problems you created. And you can't compete with Shelly-ann Curran as she is doing something completely different. Shelly-ann Curran is the queen of gossip. At her time now, you were queen of the dancehall back then. And I thought, as two beautiful women, you could divide and conquer in your own rights. This old teardown of a friend was so nasty. While what you were tearing down Shelly-ann Curran about is not really your business. And it's not about anything bad that she did to you personally. You still never mention what she did to you, how she hurt you, what she said about you. It was nothing like that. It's just blatantly tearing down her business and her lifestyle, whether it be true or false. She never even take any man for you. This is very disappointing, and your respect has gone way down on the scale. Bad, bad. No, even though you were heard on the tape, you wanted to deny it, but it's blatantly you. Then you admitted saying what you said was true. But you're forgetting one thing, it wasn't your business. And she was your friend to go tearing down your friend to her enemy. It wasn't your business. And you have made things even worse. In all your years of dancehall queen, you were never one to be in mix-up and drama. And at this age of your life, you're getting into that, it looks bad. Especially taking note of the things you were saying. While all this was going on, Andre and Wayne, which is his alleged partner, on his channel, they have their own drama and pull up. Andre alleged that Wayne has stolen his YouTube money. And Andre did rinse out Wayne's personal business, him life, him everything, all the nitty gritties of everything, him turn out everything about Wayne lifestyle on social media. Even though Wayne was cautious in his responding and things he said about Andre, it is sad when you're seeing these kind of friendship that you're seeing on social media and saying, wow, they're going good, and then you see all these crap going on. It doesn't do well for friendship. It's not a good example. You could tell that Wayne hold back on a bit, as is obvious to the fact that Andre is not well, as he is mentally unstable. He, however, did admit that Andre have many recordings of people he speaks to in private. But personally for me, I still don't really believe it was Andre that released the voice recording of him and dancehall queen Carlene. But because Andre is so unstable, we don't know really what to think, and it boggles the mind. These people are all influencers and public personalities, and to see their demise by friendship is shocking. These people are popularly known, and people are expecting more from them. That's why I always say to be careful about putting these influencers on pedestal, because eventually they will break your heart. Because what they show to us is different from what they really are. All these dramas I've done is proven to me that friendships are only a myth in this time. And these are the best examples of toxic and deadly friendship. They are the reason why it's best people stay to themselves and keep them circle very small. And you see that word friendship, everybody say, yes, it's my friend, it's my friend, it's my friend. We need to use another word for that. Because friendship is not just talking to somebody, friendship is much deeper than that. Anyway, guys, please stay in control of your lives and learn from examples that we have seen around us. Don't wait until it hits you before you learn. Learn from these examples how to be careful and how to be careful of who you put in the front seat of your lives. Anyway, guys, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my platform, please. Love you all. Bye for now.